My brothers and sisters in Christ, this is the day that gives Christians our meaning and purpose in life. For, as St. Paul tells us, if we are baptized into the death of Jesus, then we are also baptized into his resurrection. Imagine the disciples of Jesus in the time after his death. They were bewildered, confused, dazed at the betrayal and the death of Jesus, in whom they had placed all their trust. The darkness of the tomb into which Jesus had been placed was a metaphor of what surrounded them in the time after his death. Full of fear, they hid in the darkness, seeming to have lost all meaning for their lives. In St. John's Gospel, it is Mary of Magdala who ventures to Jesus' tomb. As St. John tells us, while it is still dark, she had the courage to confront the darkness, to try to comprehend the death of Jesus, and to contemplate what his life meant for her. But in confronting the darkness, Mary finds something totally unexpected. The stone is rolled back, and Jesus is not there. Again, fear and bewilderment enter the scene as Mary runs to tell the apostles what she has discovered. Peter and John approach the tomb, still in wonder of what Mary has told them. As John enters the tomb and peers in, we are told he saw and believed. These are the words that are the crux of the Easter Gospel. He saw and believed. For in the darkness and confusion of that first Easter morning, we have the kernel of faith in Jesus, that his promise to them would not be broken. Their faith was shaken. They thought all was lost. Yet the light does break through, even as John looks into that empty tomb. He saw and believed. Brothers and sisters, this is the joy and the challenge of Easter. John was able to see in that empty tomb what others could not see. The promise of Jesus fulfilled to his disciples and to each one of us. In his death, we all die, and in his resurrection, we come to new life in him. Death does not have the final say. Our God shows us victory even over death itself in the resurrection of his beloved Son. Easter is a story of a love so great that even death itself could not overcome it. Every time we gather for Mass, we celebrate that victory, for Easter is the mother of all Sundays. Every time we receive the Lord in the Blessed Eucharist, we are given new life in him who wants to be with us always. Every time we act in his name with goodness to our brothers and sisters, we bring his risen presence to our world. 2,000 years after his death and resurrection, our world still struggles to live this Easter faith. Wars in Ukraine and the other parts of the world, violence in our communities, mass shootings in our schools lead us to the darkness of the tomb, just as Mary and the apostles were led there on that Easter morning. But in all that frail humanity brings in its misery, there is the light of the resurrection, beckoning us on to move from our darkness into Christ's light. Let us celebrate this great feast with the hope that God puts into our hearts with the light of faith, so that in encountering the tomb of darkness, we can say with John the Apostle, "We have seen and we believe."